Welcome everyone to our new 2024-2025 season of the Bowling Promotion Tour. This is our third match of 24, and it's the men's doubles semifinal match featuring the number 2 seeded team of Philip Manning of England and Mike de Boer from the Netherlands versus the 3 seeds of Arenui Ambiehl of France, teamed with England's Joe Crook. This is Baker doubles competition, and that each team member bowls every other frame in our one-game match. The winners of this match will take on the top seeds Kenny Bio of France and David Barak of Slovakia. We are back with another 24 exciting matches for you, including doubles, team, women's, and masters singles competition featuring bowlers from 8 different countries. All our competitors have bowled 18 games of qualifying at various locations around France, and we are here at Bowling La Sphère in Fontaine, Comte, about 200 miles southwest of Paris, for our televised final. It will be Philip Manning and Mike de Boer on the left lane today, and Arenui Ambiehl and Joe Crook on the right. And in the first 2 matches we saw on the women's doubles, the left lane had yielded the higher scores. So let's see how Manning and de Boer make out on that lane. And here we go, Ambiehl and Crook against de Boer and Manning, the number 2 and number 3 seeds. It's our semifinal, with the winners going up against number 1 seed Kenny Bio and David Barak. So here we go. It will be Philip Manning on the left lane. And we are on the Gateway Arch oil pattern as usual, 42 feet, 9.3 to 1 ratio, 26 mils of oil, the pocket fairly accessible. And here is Manning's first shot down the track and rips the rack apart. So great shot there to kick things off by Manning. And watch this release, gets through the ball very nicely, good leverage, and all that power to the pins and slap it out for the strike. Here's our first look at young Ambiehl, only 17 years old. He throws that purple hammer out to the dry, turns it up, and dead flush through to the pocket right there. Matches Manning's strike, and we are off. Both these teams bowl very fast, so it should be a fairly short match. Here's Ambiehl. Watch him take that purple hammer and put it out to the dry and turn it right through the pocket for a perfect strike. Here's our first look at Mike de Boer. He's also a two-hander and also with a purple, only he's left of target. And that ball hooks quite a bit and goes through the beak for the baby split. And about a 50-50 percentage of making this spare. Let's see how he does cross lane at the baby split. And just bring it out there. Looks a little high on the 3-pin and only gets 1, so that's going to leave them open in the second frame. And you can see he's a little bit left of target. He needed to fit that in between the 3 and the 10 to convert that baby split. Now our first look at Joe Crook, a very nice smooth stroking one-hander and the oldest competitor here. And Crook starts off with a beautiful shot, but a ring 10 could not double up for his team and not rewarded for a fine first effort on TV right over the 15 board. You could see that summit turn up and just does not give him the strike he's looking for. And now Crook will go cross lane, very businesslike. Goes across and no problem on that 10-pin. That will give them the 12-pin lead by virtue of the open from the Manning de Boer team. Now back to Phil Manning. Oh, here we go on the replay in the 10-pin. And very nice stroke, steady head. And just like a regular every other day bowling shot, and it comes through and kicks out the deadwood. And now we are going to have to clear that deadwood. We'll take a minute to thank Storm for sponsoring our Women's Series and Cubica AMF for their continued sponsorship of the Masters Series. We'd also like to thank our institutional partners, National Sport Agency, as well as the regions of Normandy, Brittany, and New-Aquitaine, and the departments of Calvados, La Manche, d'Ille-et-Vilaine, Pays de Loire, and La Vienne, and the cities of Rennes, Chateaubriand, and Fontaine-le-Comte. And let's get back to Phil Manning for his second effort, and right up the track and smashes the pocket again. Good shot for his second strike. He's 2 for 2 now. And there's the replay once again, right up the track. Again, on this 9.3 to 1 oil pattern, the overwhelming choice is to play right around the second arrow, between second and third arrow, depending on how much power you have. And here is 17-year-old Ambiehl, and he strikes for his second effort. He's 2 for 2. Gets this ball a little bit inside, but it comes up and slaps the 10 out. That's what power does for you. Gets those pins active as they go into the gutter. And here's a ball change for Mike de Boer. It's moving over to a harsh reality, much more aggressive than the purple he was throwing, so I assume he's way left. And watch this ball hook, and it hooks right across to the Brooklyn side. But nonetheless, a strike is a strike, and it gets them back within 1 pin of the match. So, key shot there. Let's see if Crook can double up here. These bowlers bowl very fast, as we said. We're in the 4th frame already. And here is Joe. Gets that shoulder open. And nice stroke through the shot. Oh, my Lord, a little bit high. And leaves a smash 7-pin. Wow. That is not a very nice leave on a very, very good shot. This ball's a little bit high in the pocket, but not by much. If we were much higher, it might have been a 4-pin, but that's just a good old-fashioned wrap right there on another good shot by Crook. And now he'll go cross lane with the spare ball towards the 7-pin, and he pulls by it to open. And unfortunately, that will leave them open, and now they're down by 11. And you can see that's left of target right off his hand and does not cover the 7-pin. Now, can Manning go 3 for 3? And balls away down the lane, and yes, kicks out the 10-pin for not only his 3rd strike, but the team's 3rd strike in a row. And look at this kick of the 6-pin into the 10. It's a good shot there, and get those 6-pins active with power. Okay, here's Ambiehl, his 3rd attempt. Can he go 3 for 3 on strikes now? And out to the dry, good shot. Oh no, that turned hard through the pocket. Past the pocket onto the beak and leaves the 3, 6, 10. So that's going to be 7 and not an easy spare to shoot. And that's going to put them down by about 20 pins here. And he gets cross lane to the 3, 6, 10, converts, no problem there. Indeed, it is a 21-pin deficit right now for the Crook team, and no problem on the 3, 6, 10. So let's see if de Boer can find the range here. Even though his team's got a triple, he has yet to hit the pocket. I would assume a further move left and get it out to the right, just like that, and comes up to smash the pocket for 4 in a row. For the Manning de Boer team, they are in very good shape now. And putting pressure on the Crook Ambiehl team. And here is Joe Crook with his 3rd attempt. He's left a ring 10 and a smash 7. What's next? They just keep making good shots. It's got to work out. That's a little bit light, and he gets the jumping messenger, which will not come over and take out the 10-pin. Another good shot by Joe Crook, and another shot not rewarded. Look at the pin off. He jumps off another pin and jumps up and over, and unfortunately well off in front of the 10-pin, so he's not going to get that carry. And so they're going to be 30 pins down now. But he does convert the 10-pin, but unfortunately damage is done by not striking. They are now 32 pins in arrears in this match. We are already in the 7th frame. Yeah, this is the kind of pace you like to see in a match. No fooling around, just get up there and throw it. And here's Manning looking for his 4th shot, 4th strike, ring 10. And not going to extend the streak, extend the string of 4. And he has a very nice one-handed style right behind it. His hand cupped under the ball, strokes through it, and will not get a strike. He goes cross lane, takes care of the 10 pin, no problem. And now a 31 pin lead for the Manning de Boer team. Strongly suggest that Ambiehl and Crook get striking here if they want to get themselves back into this match. And gets it out to the dry, turns it up, slaps the 10 again. Boy, we're seeing that 6 pin jump out of the channel with all this power and slap out those 10 pins. Nice to see. Watch the 6 pin. Kicks off the sideboard and takes care of that 10 pin. And a much needed strike there for the Ambiehl team. Here's Mike de Boer. He flushed the last one. Can he flush another one? Gets it out, turns it up. Perfect shot. Look at that harsh reality go through those pins. Shrapnel left there. And a really, really good shot. And you could see the ball just splitting the 8-9 and taking all the pins off the deck. So here is Crook. 0 for 3. 3 great shots, no strikes to show for it. Let's see what he can do here. There's another good shot. And he gets the spinner on the 7 pin. Finally gets a carry in at the perfect time because he gets the strike and the double. So very important shot there for Joe Crook. And he does get it. So now the lead is only 20. And here is a 4 pin by Manning and could not double up. And they were just about ready to put the match out of reach if he could have carried this, but he does not. So it's going to give the Ambiehl Crook team a chance to get back into this. He could not extend the streak. And let's put them at 227 max. And guess what? The max of the other team is also 227. So if they can come up with another strike or two here, they can catch up. Huge shot here for young Ambiehl. He's only 17, and he'll put some pressure right away in your young career. And, oh, gets the trip on the 4. Huge shot there to get them within 10. And keep that 227 alive. Look at him turn that up. You can see the oil amass on the ball. He gets it up a little bit high, kicks out the 4 pin, and huge shot under pressure right there. 10th frame now. Huge shot for Mike de Boer. Gets it out, and oh, that comes high. And another baby split for de Boer. And now their max just went down to 215. If he converts this baby split. And it comes up a little bit high. And look at the 3 pin, excuse me, the 6 pin kick out of there to leave the baby split. He missed it last time. He essentially needs it now to stay in the match. And he makes it. Great cover there. And now, count very important. And Joe Crook is going to have to get up and get at least the first one. And then good count. So huge spare there by de Boer to keep the lead and force Crook to get the first one in the 10th. And now count, very important. Because assuming Crook does get the first one, he'll need count on the second one. And, whoa, a little bit late to the pocket, but gets the slap 10. And that will put them at 215. That's the score to beat. And they come up and look at that. Once again, the 6-pin doing the job on the 10-pin. And a very good shot there by Boer after a huge conversion on that baby split. Okay, very simple. Joe Crook needs a strike here. Strike to stay alive. If they don't strike, all done. And a good shot right at it. Oh, the best shot of the match by Joe Crook. He smashes the pocket. Beautiful stroke. Look at this. Oh, he's getting rewarded now for these good shots. That was absolutely dead flush. And now he's thinking, what do I need? Let's see, 9 spare is a winner. 8 spare is a tie. And of course another strike is a winner. So what do we need to do here? You can't really play it safe. You've got to make a good shot. You've got to get up there, make a good aggressive shot. And 227 still their max. They only have to beat 215. 9 spare is 216. And he gets it out a little bit high. Oh, and he almost trips the 4. But the head pin wraps around the 4-pin and leaves it. So Joe Crook needs to make this 4-pin to win the match. And look at this stroke here. Pretty good shot. He did not miss the pocket all game. Look at that 10-pin go out late. If that had stayed up, that would have been disaster because 8 and an open would have lost the match for them. But instead, he leaves the 4-pin. Routine spare, but he did miss a 7-pin on this spide before, but not this time. Right at the 4, converts, and that is a 216-215 come from behind victory for Ambiehl and Joe Crook. Congratulations, guys. Great comeback. Here's your score, 216-215. We'll hear from the competitors with Mark in a minute, and meanwhile, they will face the number 1 seeds of Kenny B.O. and David Barak. We'll see you back here for our next match.
Alongside Phil Manning, of course, I've been calling him the machine ever since this matchup. Phil, it was a tremendous game. It felt like there were 2 parts to it, though, in this match. There was the part in the beginning where you guys were performing optimally, getting those strikes, just back-to-back, strike after strike, and then the midsection, if you will, where the other team was able to raise their hand, raise their game.
Yeah, it was honestly a game of 2 halves. Like I know we went down early on, so we had the open, but then we turned it around and we did exactly what we needed to do to make them turn up, and just at the right time when we needed to make sure we kept that momentum going. Just didn't quite go our way, but then they fed off the opportunity that we gave them, even though we didn't, it wasn't like we made a big mistake. They just saw a chance and they ran with it, and that's exactly what you do in this sport. It's how you win games. You take your opportunities.
Taking opportunities as well. You took the opportunity this year to participate at the Bowling Promotion Tour. Give us a sense of what it represented for you, all the different stages, the French cities, the atmosphere, the camaraderie as well that you're able to build with the different players out here.
Yeah, 100%. Like we decided that this is something we wanted to do early on in the year when we got asked. We weren't sure what to expect. We thought it'd be a little bit formal, but it's ended up turning out to be more of like a friendship situation. Yeah, we've built well, and there's been some really good competitors here. But if anything, the biggest thing I want to take away from this is the friendships that we've made, and how relaxed of an atmosphere it's been that's allowed everybody, including myself, on a number of occasions to turn up and perform. And that's exactly the environment you need to perform as an athlete. You need to make sure you've got a good, relaxed situation. That's exactly what this has been.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Phil the Machine Manning. And moving on now, indeed, with the one half of the winning team that'll be moving all the way into the final, the Bowling Promotion Tour. Congratulations, Joe. What a job it was. A game of 2 halves. We were talking about that with Phil. The first half wasn't very much in your favor, but boy, oh boy, towards the end, you guys took it to next level material.
Yeah, absolutely. They struck early on, so do we. And then the open from Mike, we thought, yes, we've got this. Put a few shots down, thought, fantastic. That just didn't go. Opened, I thought, God, we really need to get back going here. Arenui and I, we worked well together as a team. We sort of strung some strikes together at the end. They weren't getting the strikes, we got the strikes, and the last frame, I heart in my mouth, like, oh my gosh. Made the spare and obviously took it by 1, so really, really happy for the team, both Arenui and I.
And now looking ahead, boy, this is going to be an interesting one. The Battle of the Giants coming up next for the final and the title.
Yeah, absolutely. These two are phenomenal bowlers. But let's say we've got 1 game ahead. We've got 5 shots each, and we'll see what can happen. I think we can do it.
Well, let's find out, ladies and gentlemen, next time, indeed, on the show. Thank you so much, Joe, for the insight. And Joe and Mike, can they get the job done? Indeed, that's the question we have for you. The big Q, we get the answer very soon. Thank you for being with us right here on One Sports.